Hey guys, just before we get into this video, I'd just like to apologize yet again for not being able to post videos that regularly. My last post was I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, and unfortunately that was mainly to do with computer malfunctions. So my main computer I use for the editing kind of crashed and died a bit, so I wasn't able to do that, and then I managed to get my hands on another computer, and then my video files wouldn't import over properly. So I eventually now can access a computer that works properly and finally be able to edit the video, last part of this belt series. So hopefully I can have a bit more regular upload schedule now, and I apologize yet again and hope you enjoyed this one. Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. Explaining the last 2 videos I uploaded, the Hydro Hive ones. That was actually part of a project at uni that we've been working on for the past 13 to 14 weeks. So yeah, that's just a bit explaining that. Go check them out if you want. If you're interested in sustainable engineering, you might find them interesting. And then this video, I'm going to be finishing off the belt. So that should be good. First things first, I just want to finish cleaning up the back side of the buckle here. I'm not going to put too much detail into that, maybe just a time lapse, and then we'll get into the leather work, which should be exciting. Yeah, so see you at the leather work. Okay guys, here it is, finally. The buckle is all finished, all smooth and consistent there around the support piece. As you can see, they're all polished up. Just took a while, it was a bit boring, just the filing and sanding there, so I just put that in time lapse. But that's it, finished buckle. Now moving on the leather work. Exciting. So what I'm going to do first with this leather strap here, good for me, it's already pre-cut to thickness, it's just a belt blank. But the first thing I'm going to do, I'm not sure if this is necessarily the right procedure to do, but from what I could see online and everything, it seems like it was alright. I'm going to cut an elongated hole in there to fold over around the tongue piece of the buckle here, so that can poke through. So I'm just going to be using a hole punch and just a knife to do the longer cuts. Now this is just a, I think it's actually a wood carving knife, I think. What I found out from experience, with most things as well, I prefer a little bit thicker blade like this over like those razor X-Acto type blades, just because this is a lot stiffer and more control. You usually get it just about sharper as well, lasts longer. So yeah, I just like the control, feel like it's a lot safer as well than those X-Acto blades, and considering it's leather, I don't think many people use that on this type of leather. But anyway, so I'm just going to be cutting the hole there, and I'll figure out what to do after that. Hope you enjoy. Okay, first things first, I'm just going to square up the end here, so I've got a good reference to go off of. Just line it up on this cutting mat here. Like that, nice and square. Now from what I saw online, the standard thing to do now is measure off 2.5 inches for the first hole, then another inch for the second hole, and then cut the slit between that. So I'm just gonna get this pencil, hopefully that makes a bit of a mark. Maybe 2.5 inches. I think that's gonna be good enough there. Just get the mallet. That went through. Beautiful. And there's the first hole. Just do it a few solid hits. And 2 holes. Let's check that. It goes through a lot easier, so that's good. So that's done. Just get the needle awl, and I'm gonna scribe a couple lines on here. Now the second hole was ever so slightly off center. Shouldn't be a big deal. Just move it over a bit. I hope you can see those lines there. Just get the knife, freehand it. And hard to get the white right. Yeah. And there, finally I've got a hole in there. Now, if I was to do more of these, or I guess doing more leather work, what most people use is actually a pre-made punch, like that oblong size, and they just line it up, hammer it on, cuts it out. There's nothing wrong with this. There's a bit more flexibility if anything. So that's done. The next step is I think beveling the edges of the belt and burnishing the sides of it, I think. So yeah, take another cut for that. Okay guys, so I'm gonna bevel the edges next using a beveling tool. Just borrowing it from my mum. She does some leather work. So I'm just gonna go the whole perimeter around the belt. I haven't sized it up yet, so I might want to do a little bit more in the end, but I'm just gonna do this just before I fold everything, and it gets a bit more complicated. So I'll just do this, and then after that, I'm gonna be doing the little thin keeper to keep the strap in place. The first long side there, and I guess added bonus, I've got a little bit of thin leather thonging on it, so I might as well keep that. Nice. And hopefully you can see it on the bottom edge there, and just a bit of a chamfer, and that'll clean up a bit nicer later when I burnish it. But the point of putting the bevel on there, just a little bit more smoother, refined, look to it, I hope. So next thing is I'll do the other side, but I probably won't show that, just the same thing. And then I'll come back with making the caper. Okay, so guys, just before I do the caper, I obviously need leather to do the caper with. So I know I said I wasn't gonna size up the belt just yet, but I think I'm gonna do a rough size so I can cut the excess off and use that. Now I've used just the belt that I usually wear here. Now this probably wouldn't be, quite a thick belt, it's like my work belt, so it wouldn't be exactly the same size, but I compared it with one that would be more comparable with like this belt that I'm making, and I've decided to go what I measured out as 33¼ inches to the middle hole. So what I read online is say that you mark it, you measure it from the leather here to whatever your most used hole is. That's the center hole that you should be measuring to, and then you can put whatever amount of holes you want, an inch from each hole. So I'll go and I'll measure the belt blank up here to the required length I'll need. Done some measurements off screen there. Then I'll cut that off, I'll probably show you that, and we'll finally get started on the caper. And here's our leftover leather from this. I'll mark out off camera and we'll cut the caper from it. Okay, so I've got the little bit of leather cut out now. I made it half the thickness of the actual piece of leather. So I heard that makes it look good, like a good ratio. I also chamfered the other edge so it was uniform. And what I'm going to do now is something called skiving, which is basically just scraping down the thickness of the leather. I'm going to do that on both ends here, so then when it comes together like that, it's going to be nice and thin on the back to wear. So I'm just going to do that with a Stanley knife, and I'll show you that, then come back for stitching this together. Hey guys, so there you go, I've skived those ends down. Hopefully you can see that they're thinner. And that just, as I said, allows for it to be not quite so bulky. Before I stitch this together though, you can see the kind of rough edge there, and I want to burnish that before I stitch it. So burnishing is basically just polishing the edge, and it lays those fibers down and gives it a nice polished uniform look. So how you do that is basically just using some water, dipping it on the edge, and then you get this smoothing tool, which is basically just timber with a whole lot of shapes to it. You just rub this along the edge there until it's all polished and laid down, and I might use some beeswax type of stuff just to seal that in place. So I'll show you that and then back to the stitching. beeswax. It's kind of hard to see there, but the edge is a bit more polished. There you go. And for the bit underneath the belt there, it doesn't matter quite so much, but for the bit showing on the front of the belt, hopefully you can see the comparison there between shiny and the rough. So just going to finish it off a lot nicer. So onto the stitching. Okay, so I've went ahead and marked out these holes. Hopefully you can see 4 little holes there. I just did that with it all, and I'm going to fold it together like that and just basically loop it together and do a knot underneath to hold it. So again, I'm very new at this. From what I understand, when you're sewing leather, thread the needle through, and then I think it was about twice the length of the needle. Then you try and actually thread the needle through the thread, which is meant to make it a nice strong connection there. Quite hard. And then apparently just pull it through, something like that. And I think I made a mess of this. Come back to you when I get it on. Okay, so that didn't take that long. Pretty sure I haven't done it right, but the thread's holding in place, so just gonna jump in and do it. Just looping the bits together, and hopefully it holds. Loop it either side. There you go. And then I will just cinch that up and try and tie a knot underneath. So hopefully you can see that's tied up. And there you go, after enough time. It looks pretty neat. It's a bit of a bump on the inside there, but shouldn't be too big of a deal, still fairly low. And that is a finished keeper. Okay, so just did the little belt keeper. The next thing we need to do is to skive down, so pin down from here to here, just so as that folds over for the buckle, that is a bit slimmer, a bit thinner, just so it's a bit more comfortable and a bit sleek. So I'll do that off camera, and then also I need to burnish all the edges on this as well, so I'll probably do that off camera as well. And then I'll come back and do the stitching of this. Okay guys, so I've finished skiving down that surface so it's thin, and burnishing all the edges, which took quite a while. But now I'm up to stitching the buckle on, so get it the right way. Just go around goes around like that. Make sure I've got that going the right way. Yeah, it's gonna look pretty good, I reckon. So now I've already got the keeper on back here. And now what I need to do is drive a line on the back side here. That's the back side anyway. Where I want the line itself to go. Okay, so I've got that scribe. Gonna get this little tool. I'm not sure what this is called. It basically punches holes with stitches. This is just a 4-prong. You can get all these different sizes. This was just the cheapest, I think. So just going to use this to mark out the holes. Okay, hopefully you can see a nice row of cut holes there. I'll fold this over and mark out the other side. Okay, so just putting the needles on the same as the next time, except this time I'm putting 2 needles on either end of the string, thread, sorry. And this is because I'm going to be doing something, or at least I think I'm going to be doing it, called saddle stitching, which is basically a really good, strong way of stitching that you have basically 2 threads going at the same time in different directions. And yeah, I don't know, it's just a good stitch apparently. If there's anyone experienced in leather in the comments, I'd love to know how to improve on all of this stuff. Again, I'm just very beginner at this and I'm just trying to learn. And without ado, let's get into it. So, from my understanding, I think, I don't know, I'm just gonna wing it and see how I go, I reckon. Gonna get about halfway, start off. And here we go, just stitching away. Looking on the other one, the back side. Okay, so that went pretty good. I finished the first rung of stitching there, but now I've got to do something called a back stitch, which I essentially just stitch then back a couple of stitches and pull it out the back side, and that's just meant to kind of tie it off, I guess. So not exactly sure how to do that, but I guess I'll have a go. Experiment. Okay, so I don't think I'm doing this right, but I'll just put the needle back through one of the holes and I'm just going to end up tying it off, and hopefully that holds. I'm not sure if I'm going to go again on it. Do a double knot. Hopefully, and then I think what I'm going to do is, I don't have a lighter so I'll use a match and then just burn off the fuzzies there. So that's the back side and the front side, and it looks pretty good. Hopefully it holds. It's almost done. I'm just gonna slide up the keeper as far as I can. Do the same, so I'll do the marking out for this, and then I'll come back probably after I do the stitching. Hey guys, sorry for that. I think my phone just died of battery there. Sorry you didn't get to see that last little clip of the end of the belt. But hopefully you enjoyed that B-roll, and here is the finished belt. There's some detail at the end there. Just a little tapered end. 5 holes. Finished belt. There's the back side. Look at it. The stitching's a little bit messy looking, but I think it's good enough. Doesn't look that bad. So it's been a few episodes on this, but I thank you very much for joining in and watching these. Very appreciate the support. If you like what you see here and you haven't watched the others, please go and watch the others here. And with that said, hope you all have a nice day. Thanks for watching.